This is Dungeon Crawlers Radio. We're here at Teen Author Boot Camp, where there's lots of teenagers running around talking about books, learning how to write, and we're here with author Shallee McArthur and her. We've had her on before. I said it wrong, didn't I? Awesome, Shallee. We talked about this before even starting, talking about the Unhappening of Genesis Lee. See, this is the great part. I get to mess up, and we keep rolling. So. The book's been out for a couple months now, and it should be really exciting. How's it going?
Well, I think it's going good. I get to go around and talk about my book that I wrote and see people, reading my book that I wrote. Well, I haven't actually seen anyone reading it in person, but, people contact me on the internet and say they read my book, and most of the time they're telling me they liked my book. If I want to find the people that hated my book, that's where Goodreads comes in, but... it's been really exciting.
Nice. So are you working on the next one, or are we still kind of basking in the glory of having the first one out?
No, I actually have another one that's already written, and I can't tell you about that one or I'd have to kill you. But I'm working on another one as well, a fantasy one that I'm playing around with now. So, yeah, I never stopped.
Okay. So what is kind of I know you've been on the show before and told us, but once again, what is going on in the Unhappening of Genesis Lee?
Okay, well, I'll show it off.
There's the book.
There's the book. It is about a girl who stores her memories in external objects, and she has to hunt down a memory thief with the help of the only person she's ever forgotten. So it's a lot about forgetting and remembering and how that shapes our humanity.
Nice. That's right. So all of the memories are stored in objects. And so if you lose those objects, memories go with them if you haven't retrieved them, correct?
Right, yeah. They've actually, there was kind of a genetic experiment gone wrong, so they can't store their memories in their brain anymore. Their brain isn't capable of that. And so everything that they remember has to be stored in links, they call them, these bracelets and necklaces and things that they can wear on them all the time. And someone starts stealing those, and so people are losing lives.
Wow. So where did you come up with this idea of memory storage in objects? Because that's kind of unusual.
That is actually the reason why this book is dedicated to my husband. It was kind of his idea.
Okay.
We were at my parents' house, and my mom is super duper nostalgic about objects. And she found this old gross brush that was my baby brush. So it was 25 years old. And we're like, Mom, you got to throw this away. And she's like, no, it was your brush. And me and my husband were talking about it. And he said, wouldn't it be cool if we could store our memories of an object in that object so that everybody could see it? And I was like, it would be cool. And I'm going to write about that now.
Nice. Okay. That went a different turn. I was thinking, where did I put the keys? Or my hat, which I do quite a bit. I completely forget where those are.
It would be helpful for that, too.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put where I left the keys in this book. There we go. No.
You'd have to remember where you put the memory.
Dang it, you just ruined my plan. Dang it. There goes my plan. No. That's really cool. That is a really good point because, I have several objects that I keep that I really have strong memories about, with other people. So that's actually a really cool idea. Other than the crusty old hairbrush that I'd probably throw that away.
Yeah, we made her throw it away. We still tease her about it.
Nice. So is there a possibility of a sequel to this? Yes, no, or you can't say?
Really. It's a standalone, actually. Okay. I wrote it as a standalone, and I actually have pretty strong feelings about sequels.
Okay.
If a book is meant to have a sequel, then I'm all for sequels. But I really hate it when sequels come out that it's let's just milk this for all it's worth.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
And so with this one, I felt really strongly that it just needed to be a standalone book, and that the story was right here. And so, I didn't even go for a sequel because this is what the story is.
Okay. Well, props on that. A lot of people won't do that. They want the sequel, more money, but that's awesome that it's not a sequel. It's a standalone. So You can't tell us about the other cool stuff that you're working on. That's I don't want to die. No, internet. Please, no.
I can tell you a little bit
Okay.
about the fantasy I'm
The
working
fantasy
on.
one. All
Not
right,
just
let's do
so
that.
loose and fancy
Okay.
free. It's still kind of in the rough stages, but it's essentially dealing with a plague that's happening on a world that is a flat world. And these plague victims are being exiled to this outer island where the exiled queen of one of the nations is living that no one knows she's there.
Wow. That's interesting. Flat world and exiled people. Okay. So what do you do as a writer? Let's kind of move towards you. What do you do as a writer? Because you're also a mom, a wife, and I'm sure life gets crazy. How do you cope with that and still trying to write? Because that has to be tough.
I get really, really tired because I stay up late or wake up early a lot of times to write. Nap time is going the way of the dinosaur. But yeah, I'm lucky enough that I have like an actual office, so I can like shut the door. That doesn't dissuade children for very long, but it's enough to keep their noise in the other room while they're playing. So usually I make sure that I play with children for a while first so that they're not screaming for my attention while I'm trying to write.
Okay.
So just making sure to give my full attention to one thing at a time as much as possible.
Okay. Now, when you're writing, do you have music or anything going on in the background?
It kind of depends. I like to write to soundtrack type music, so I actually have a whole YouTube playlist that I've made for this fantasy that I'm writing. But it's all like, 2 Steps from Hell and things like that, so it's, love those guys. So I can't write with other words going on, but I do have certain songs that I'm like, this song is perfect for this scene that I want to write, and so I'll play that like on a loop while I'm writing just because it gets me in the right emotional mindset.
Okay. No Pacific Rim soundtrack going on?
Not right now.
Not right. That's an epic soundtrack.
Yeah,
I love that one.
awesome soundtrack.
So what other kind of geek nerdery things are you into? Because I can kind of see the TARDIS on the shirt and a phaser.
TARDIS, Harry Potter, lightsaber,
Yeah.
phaser. These are probably my favorite fandoms.
Okay.
I've really gotten back into X-Files recently.
Okay.
Loved that when I was a
And
kid.
that's coming back?
And that's coming back. I'm almost done with my rewatch of X-Files.
Okay.
And I've also just gotten into like Supernatural, and I'm a major My Little Pony fan. So I'm kind of all over the map. My husband's getting me into anime. I've been doing that the last couple of years. Trigun is like my favorite anime
That's
of
a great
all
one.
time.
That is a great one.
So yeah, I am a fan of many fandoms.
All right. So since you mentioned Trigun, who is your favorite character on there?
Wolfwood, bar
okay.
none.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna dress up as him for Comic-Con this year.
Wow.
He's awesome. I love his character arc. He's just, I don't want to say too much because I'm like, if you haven't seen Trigun, I don't want to spoil him for you.
If they haven't seen it at this point, it's on Netflix. You're not spoiling anything. They're probably not going to watch it.
But yeah, I love how he's, he wants so badly to be good.
Yeah.
But he's still kind of bad at the same time. I just love that.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. Go pick up this book, The Unhappenings of Genesis Lee by Shallee McArthur. I'm going to say it right this time, not the wrong way. And we'll catch you next time.